Hello again everyone. Today we are going to know more about dataset normalization, especially what is z-score normalization and how to calculate and visualize it using Tableau. Z-score is a statistical measurement that describes a value's relationship to the mean of a group of values. Z-score is measured in terms of standard deviation from the mean. If a z-score is 0, it indicates that the data point's score is identical to the mean score. A z-score of 1 would indicate a value that one standard deviation from the mean. Z-scores may be positive or negative, with a positive value indicating the score is above the mean and a negative score indicating it is below the mean. The formula of this is z-score equal to x minus mu and all of this divided by sigma, where z is the z-score, x present the value being normalized, mu the mean, sigma the standard deviation. One way of figuring out how data are distributed is to plot them in a graph. If the data are evenly distributed, you may come up with a bell curve that presents the normal distribution or the Gaussian distribution of the data. A bell curve has a small percentage of the points on both tails and the bigger percentage on the inner part of the curve. In the standard normal model, about 5% of your data would fall into the tails, colored darker orange in the image, and 90% will be in between. To visualize the bell curve, we can apply this formula. Fx or bell curve function equal to 1 divided by sigma multiplied by root square of 2 pi, and all of these multiplied by e powered by the negative square of z-score divided by 2. The resulted curve will be similar to this curve. As this figure shows, the empirical rule tells you that percentage of your data falls within a certain number of standard deviations from the mean. Approximately 68% of the data falls within one standard deviation of the mean. 95% of the data falls within 2 standard deviations of the mean, and 99.7% of the data falls within 3 standard deviations of the mean. Let's learn together how to do that by doing it using an example. We have this data set which contains information about the experience, salary, and tax. First step, let's create an Excel sheet presenting this data set. I'll name it test. Let's create now the data set in question. On Tableau, we have to connect to our Excel file related to this exercise. I think that you know now how to do this. And now we can start finding z-score of experience, for example. The previous equation presenting the z-score, z equal to x minus mu, and all of this divided by the standard deviation, can be written in Tableau by this way for experience. But to show the results of the mean or the average separately, I prefer to start by calculating them separately and show you how we can do that. Let's go to Analyze, select Create Calculated File, name it as you want. I named it Window AVG for average of experience. And now what we can do inside, we can write this equation to calculate the average. And also we can do the same for calculating the standard deviation. You can understand that these are already existing functions in Tableau. And now to calculate the z-score, we can also write this equation. It's the old value minus the average divided by the standard deviation. And then we can click on OK. But now let's see the results of our equations. Let's drag them to the marks area by this way. And now we can go to Analysis, View Data. We will discover that there is an error somewhere because we didn't get the correct result. To solve this problem, we need to choose dimension for experience, also for both equations of average and standard deviation. Go to Compute Using and choose EX or experience. And now let's return back to Analyze, View Data to visualize again our results. You can see now that we obtained the correct result of average and standard deviation for this simple example. To visualize the result of our equation, let's drag X or experience on columns here and then score on rows. And as usual, the correct results will not be visualized correctly. And if we go to View Data, we have null here. So, as usual, we should choose dimension for experience, and the result will appear correctly after this modification. And now let's go again to View Data, and we will see the z-score for all experiences or for all experience values. We can see that the values are varied between approximately minus 1.4 till 1.7 positive. So we have negative and positive values, and it's normal after calculating the z-score. Also, we can visualize differently the results. For example, we can choose line. Also, we can change the color, the size of the line if we want. Also, we can change the line. We can convert it by points or circles. Change the color of the circles. Also, if we want, we can add labels to each point. For example, we can add a label. How we can do that? From label here, choose show mark labels, and the values will appear on the figure. So we can here see the value for each point in the graph. And now let's visualize our bell curve. To see the results of the bell curve equation, I chose to divide this equation into two parts. First of all, I'll try to calculate this part of the equation, the square of the z-score here. And then I'll use it in the equation of the bell curve function by this way. E powered by minus a divided by 2, and all of these divided by standard deviation multiplied by root square of 2 pi. And now let's visualize the results of bell curve formula. Drag curve here. Don't forget to choose dimension for experience. Look at this beautiful bell curve that we obtained. Also here we have circles. Let's change it to bars. Also we will change the color to blue. From label we can delete or hide the values or add them as we want. Also we can change the presentation of our curve using density or bars, line, area, etc. Let's return back to bars. And now we can make it more beautiful. You can drag the bell curve equation and put it on colors, and the result will be like this. By this way, we can see the normal distribution of our data. Normal data are appeared here with the dark blue color. This is the end of our video of today. I hope that it was amazing and helpful for you. See you in next videos. Have a nice day. Bye bye.